Please help me welcome $100,000 ring earner, Mr. Jesse Macpherson.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It is. It is. Everybody good? Yes? Well, first off, I just want to say to the Malots, thank you for the introduction, and to the entire Team New Vision family, I'm truly honored to be able to stand before you today to share with you a little bit of my journey. And it's been an interesting one, to say the least. And how many of you guys figured out this is not exactly the way that you pictured it being the first day you signed up? Yeah. Like, look, I'm going to get Bob and Joe and Billy, and I'm going to be done. Not how it worked out. So, today I'm going to forego a little bit of the details so I can get into some more of what I want to talk about, which is the training of how we got to 6 figures a year. Is that okay? And my journey in the story is similar to almost every 6-figure ring earner you hear in prepaid legal services. They go about like this. I got started, I messed it all up, and now I make 6 figures a year from home. That's how pretty much every story starts. And mine started 6 years ago in Los Angeles. I was teaching dance classes. Found out you have to teach a lot of those to pay rent. So I was looking for an opportunity, and prepaid legal walked into my door. And I wasn't looking for prepaid legal or legal services or, business or anything like that, but I was looking for time. And the information on this tape made sense, and I got started. And I was so excited. And guess what I did? I didn't do anything. How many guys are like me? Like the gun went off at the beginning of the race and you didn't even start. You just looked up. All these people standing with me. You gonna go? No. I'm excited though. This is good, Took me 4 months to market my first prepaid legal membership. 5 months to recruit my first associate. So if you're in this room and you're in that time frame, you should stay around long enough to get it done. But here's the thing I found out in prepaid legal services. In the beginning, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to start the race as long as you get started eventually, because you can always finish as long as you start walking. And so along the journey in prepaid legal services, here's what I found out, because it wasn't lack of vehicle, because I had the right vehicle, it was the destination was unclear. I'd lacked the vision, so to speak. And some of you might have been pushed by pain to come to this event, and leaving here might be pulled by vision. And see, for me in my situation, it worked like this. I couldn't see, and therefore it made me crippled in my situation, which is why you're a part of an organization that's all about vision and creating that for you. And so for me, when I got started, let's take it like this. Anyone ever been in Texas? What's in the middle of Texas? Nothing. Nothing, right? And so let's imagine you have a good vehicle. What's a fast car on the roads today? Anybody? Ferrari. Let's take a Ferrari because everyone knows it. So if you're sitting on the road and you're driving a Ferrari and you're in the middle of Texas and the road looks about like this, okay? So you got your car, and let's say weather conditions are perfect, the car is brand new, you got a straight highway and you can see for as long as you'd like, as far as visible. How fast can you go? As fast as you want, as fast as the vehicle will let you. Now let's say you take that same car, the same Ferrari, and you go a couple hundred miles north and you end up in the Rockies. And all of a sudden you get on a road that looks something like this, that's about as thin as this catwalk, and it's blizzard, storms, ice, and you put that vehicle on that road, how fast can you go? Not fast at all. Same vehicle, but the rate at how fast you can drive the vehicle determines by your visibility. And so for me, I couldn't see myself being up here on stage. I couldn't see myself getting the 6-figure ring until I came to events like this to where I could relate to some people. And here's what I found out is there's a price to pay. And the question is, are you willing to pay the price? You say that, because here's the thing. In success, here's what it looks like. Everyone do me a favor and draw a Coke can on your notes right here. Coke. All right. Now let's say this Coke can costs $1. Now here's the thing. You hear this all the time. Attitude is everything. And unfortunately, I don't completely agree with that, because I see enthusiastic people running in the wrong direction, and I know they'll never get to their true destination. Meaning if you're running east looking for a sunset, I don't care how positive you are. You see what I'm talking about? And there's a price to pay. And so, like, let's say I want this Coke and I want it real bad and I'm real positive about it, and I put in 98 cents. Is it going to give me a Coke? No, because in life, in success, you must pay full retail. Even if you put in 99 cents, nothing, but you put in $1, it'll kick you out. But if you put in $1.10, it'll give you 10 cents back, because it's like, whoa, that's too much. Don't overdo it, okay? So in terms of the success, what is the journey in prepaid legal services? What's the sacrifice? What are they talking about? Well, let's say the average person lives to 80. And let's say every one of these dashes represents a year in your life, okay? Right now the number is closer to 70, but let's just say by the time I get there, hopefully that number will grow. All right? So let's say 80. Here's what I've come to find out. It's 5 years. It's 5 years. Now here's the thing. It's any 5 dashes. That's all it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5. It could be these 5. It's 5 years. For me, it happened to be 19 to 24. For you, it might be 35 to 40. 40, okay? For you, it might be 55 to 60, but it's 5. That's the price. And so there's a whole thing in sacrifice. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. And in prepaid legal services, my biggest sacrifice was I had to give up being a kid. Anyone in here 19 or ever been 19? Okay, all right. See, when I first got started, that was the thing. What I did for 5 years was not what your typical 19, 20, 21-year-old was doing on Friday night. I was in mastermind meetings. I was in private business receptions. I was making sacrifices because I said, look, I'd rather pay now and play later than play now and pay for the rest of my life. And that was just me, and I don't know. That's why I said, are you willing to make the sacrifice? I don't know. That's for you to determine. But here, what do I do in those 5 years? And I found out it comes down to 2 things. I call it T&E. T&E, tools and events. This is all we do in prepaid legal services, guys. This is it, 2 things. If you walk out of here with this, you'll be all right. Okay? Tools and events. So what we do is we take tools, we give them out to people to get more people to what? At the events, we teach more people to take what? And get more people to what? To get more people to take what? To what? To what? To what? To what? To what? Freaking? Yeah, okay, that's it. If you stay inside here, you'll be happy. Outside here, you'll be sad. Okay? Now, this is the system, but you don't just follow the system. Our job is to defend the system at all costs, is to defend this system and staying in this. And in here, there's a couple things you need to understand. You're going to give out tools to people. Is everyone going to see it? No, you're going to talk to some ignorant people. Because I always tell people, because everyone looks at me and goes, Jess, if it's that simple, then why do so many people fail? If it's that simple, why do so many people fail? And I say, look, the business is simple. That's not the problem. The challenge you will have in this business is the conversation you have with yourself. You guys know you talk to yourself, right? Right? Some of you guys are looking at me like, do I talk to myself? That's the one, okay? Now, in terms of this, in Turos, you're going to talk to people. They're going to tell you prepaid's a scam. How many of you guys are talking to somebody and say, oh, prepaid, it's scam. Scam, it's a scam, right? Having someone tell you prepaid legal is a scam would be as ignorant as me coming home as one of your friends and saying, hey, I signed up for the gym. And you saying, you did what? You signed up for the gym? Are you mad? Those gyms, scams. You need to go get your money back, man. I have a friend signed up for the gym last year. He's still not in shape. Here's the thing I found out. It's not that gyms don't work. It's not that prepaid don't work. It's people don't work. Okay? And so don't be distracted by that stuff. And just have posture, because you're going to go to events after events after events. People say to me, you still going to those meetings? You know what I say to them today? You still going to your job? Because of prepaid legal services and following this system, I've been so blessed. So blessed, because of prepaid legal services and Harlan Stone Cipher and the leadership here, I've actually never signed a W-2. I've never worked a day for anyone in my entire life, ever, because of this opportunity. So, in this particular thing, if it's that easy, because when you start going to tools, you're going to give out a lot of tools. Not everyone's going to get it. That's the deal, okay? Some people say, why is that? I don't know. It's just the way it is, okay? Listen, I wouldn't sign up for that class, okay? So you're going to lead people to events, but here's the thing. I see people give out tools, and you got to teach your team this stuff. It's simple stuff. You give out tools, you teach them, and then they don't show up to an event, and they wonder why prepaid doesn't work. Or they come They get a tool, they come to an event, and then they don't buy any tools, and they wonder why prepaid doesn't work. Or, better yet, these are my favorite people. The people that listen to a tool, come to an event, go to the event, buy some tools, and then never come back to another event and wonder why prepaid legal doesn't work. It's just this simple. Stay inside the circle and defend the system at all times. And so in this, when you first get started, you're going to be totally incompetent. And I know, because that's like the first time you take a dance class. You have no idea what you're doing. You're watching the instructor going, because you have no idea what you're doing. But what you do is you go back and take the same class again and again and again and again. After a while, you become unconsciously competent. Like most of you are at tying your shoes or shifting gears. You don't think about it anymore. You just do it. And that's what happens when you go through that spaced repetition of coming to an event after an event after an event after an event after an event. And you guys have heard the expression, practice makes what? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm serious. Here's why. Anyone ever played golf? You guys remember the clip, right? Anyone ever seen golf? I can see you. Raise your hand, somebody. Okay, all right. Jeez. Work with me here. All right. So first time I ever go to play golf, I feel I'm slightly naturally gifted when it comes to sports, and I'm proing with my buddy, and we're out to the driving range, and I hit the first ball, and I'm like, boom! I go, did you see it? Where did it go? And he's like, yeah, it's over there. No, it's not. Boom. Boom. So all I keep doing is I keep smacking the ball. This is me. And I am trying to hit the ball here, but it goes here. And I hit it again 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 here. Found out soon if I wanted to hit the ball this way, I had to shoot that way. Here's what I found out. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Because here's the thing, why would you continue to do something over and over and over and over and over again and be really good at something that doesn't work? But I see people do this all the time in their prepaid legal business because they're not being coachable. And they continue doing the same thing over and over and over and over again that does not work. Doesn't work. And so in prepaid legal services, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. Anything in life worth doing is worth doing poorly in the beginning until you learn. Do not let perfect get in the way of possible on your journey. So many people are concerned about doing it exactly right, but that's not where success comes from. Everything I've learned from the individuals that you've seen on stage here today is success comes from good judgment. You must have good judgment to have success. Whether you're swinging the golf club, whether you're sitting down at a sit down, whether you're on a three-way phone call, whatever it is, having good judgment. But good judgment comes from experience. And experience generally comes from bad judgment.